Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the internet where your cesspool is my jacuzzi. My name is Lauren Neidigh, and this is the Court of Random Opinion. We got lots of stuff to cover tonight. It's going to be kind of a hodgepodge. Thank you to my mods who are here. If you guys have any questions about anything, let me know. I'd be happy to talk to some of you guys. I haven't done like a live that wasn't super planned or even super rushed in a minute. So I just finished my exam and I finished my project and submitted them. So I had some time tonight and I wanted to go over some stuff. One of the main things I wanted to talk about is like this issue with content creators and the media and Blake Lively. She's now hired a crisis PR firm. I don't actually know much about the guy at all, but apparently he's ex-CIA. So we're going to take a look at that. And then also, I just noticed, obviously with the request for protective order, it certainly seems like she wants to keep stuff out of circulation. She's like mentioning Perez, mentioning Candace Owens. I believe they mentioned Shearsty Flaw. And speaking of Shearsty Flaw, she's apparently been under some kind of attack this weekend or today. I'm not sure. Her Wikipedia page has been updated many times. Apparently, it's been quote unquote vandalized. I didn't actually see all of it, but we're going to look at it. So yeah, it's just crazy. But I just saw someone actually comment about that. Wait. The pro Blake YouTube shorts, the comments of bots that make no sense. I haven't seen any shorts, but to be honest, I've been really busy today. So, now if anything happens to a content creator, even if Shapiro didn't do it, if something happens to me, that guy did it. I swear. Okay, somebody says that person that took over Shearsty's Wikipedia is posting about it in that Reddit group that's been attacking creators and getting people muted, banned, and content removed. What Reddit is that? I'm not in that subreddit. What is it called, Roses? Let me know. Inuli says, I was watching in a real time of an update every 2 minutes. How about we look at that first? Okay, because I did pull up the page here. All right, so this is Shearsty Flaw's Wikipedia page. And it looks a lot different, actually, than what it was when I saw it earlier. And people are speculating that, there's going to be a lot more of this type of stuff now that they hired a crisis PR firm. I don't know, guys. I haven't really had much time to look into it. However, it wouldn't surprise me if there starts to be more, obviously, like combative pro-Blake stuff in social media and beyond that. So, yeah. Rainy Day Sprite says I added the top. Okay. Hang on. Let's take a look at this. Let me zoom in a little bit, because I know it's hard to see. All right. Shearsty Flaw is an award-winning Norwegian journalist and entertainment reporter known for her positivity and journalistic integrity. Cool. So I guess this has been edited a lot, though, and I'm not used to looking at edit history for Wikipedia, but I did view this one, and whoa. That's a lot of stuff going on today. I don't even know what this stuff means, like the bytes, the positive and the negative, but apparently this started earlier today, and it is just batty. Like, it's been going on for a bit. And I wonder if it's just like one crazy person on the other end who really can't stand Shearsty Flaw. And it's just like, I hate you so much that I'm going to sit here all day and do this. Or if it really is just like a bunch of people at once. But it's nutty. Let's look at what happened first today. Unfound claim by account naming. I don't know what that means. Hold on. Okay, this is an old revision added by I've just begun. Well, that's not at all indicating anything psychotic to me. God. Okay. Let's see. Filed a lawsuit after being denied their membership. Yeah, I don't. Okay, so I don't see anything on this one, but I guess, like I said, it was undone. Unfound claim by account name itself, Snake Lively. That's really funny. Oh, this is revision. Okay. Filming flaws and any involvement. Okay. Are there any other differences here? Let's see. I don't want to go over like everything because I can't, I'm not good at finding this stuff and all these weeds here, but I did want to show you guys how much that's been edited today, and I don't think that's normal. So it looks like before today there was not much going on at all. So there was 26th February, we had a couple, but that's about it. Let's see. We got some stuff in February and January, but yeah, nothing like this. This was nuts, apparently. So, wow. Hey, Zach. Ralphie, how are you in your mangy mutt this weekend? I'm good, Zach. Butter is at my parents' house hanging out with my sister's dog, so he's not going to be here today, unfortunately, but yeah. Let's see. The person in that link made post, he is the one that now has control of her Wikipedia. How do people get control of someone's Wikipedia page? Like, can I edit this? Like, what if I wanted to edit this to say that she was, like, spinning gold thread out of corn husks? Like, could I do that? I don't know how to do that. Anyone can. Well, that seems irresponsible. All right. But then apparently she also got, let's see. Apparently she also got a bunch of body comments on her page. Give me one sec. Let's see, see here.
And this guy on Substack.
Okay. Let me move my head. There we go.
And this guy on Substack, he now got the guy that wrote the original Wikipedia site on me. He got him banned for life from Wikipedia.
What? That's crazy.
This is so crazy to me. Thank you to Rebecca, who made me aware of this on Instagram. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm still in shock by reading all of this. Anyways, thank you to everyone who supports my channel. And I need it more than ever right now. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I really, really appreciate if you do. You guys are so amazing, and I really need you to get me through this right now, because this is insane.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Like, it seems really random that she was all of a sudden getting an attack out of nowhere. I mean, there's always going to be people who don't like you as a creator. Like, people don't like me, and I'm like random as hell. So, like, you know, there's always going to be people who don't like you, but for there to be like a coordinated attack, that's pretty fucking crazy. All right. Well, I do like her channel, so give her a follow, show her some support, you know, and I'm sure she would appreciate that. Let's take a look at these comments though, because I did respond. I started responding to some comments that were rude. I don't know if they're still gonna be there though, so we'll see. Because I was like, I'm just gonna get in here and like troll some people, because that's just kind of how I deal with stuff. I do it on my channel too. Whenever somebody says something rude, or whenever somebody's like trolling something mean, I'll like send a link to how to close your browser and shit like that. Like, that's just how I like to deal with things. But let's see, what did I say down here? If I can find it, but I don't know if I can, because it was I don't know if there's a way to see your YouTube comment history. This isn't Reddit. I don't know how to navigate this shit. But there's all kinds of like, I think they've mostly been removed, but there were all kinds of like rude comments on some of her videos. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see it, and I definitely would see it because it was in all caps, and I was like, why the fuck are you yelling? So. Yeah, no, it's gone now. I mean, good that it's gone. Good that it's gone, right? But like, now you'll never know what I was talking about. That's okay though. All right. So, following her naming Shirsti Candace Perez in her fucking court filings, which is just insane, we have her hiring this guy from the former CIA guy. Right. Circus Gaming. Candace Owens had a hit piece done on her. And Dave Neal has been interviewed for a piece and has said some questions were off-putting. A lot of people think it's going to be another hit piece. Huh. Off-putting how, did he say? Because I haven't been able to watch a lot this weekend, but Dave is actually the reason that I am doing YouTube pretty much. I made my first video of me like talking about some sort of, something other than gaming. Let's put it that way. Because I was just making bad Fortnite videos for a while, just for fun. And so I made a video about something else, and it was just me talking, and I had never, done a video like that before. And then Dave found me and was like, "Oh, this is great. You should keep going. You should keep making videos." And he helped me, like get connected with other people. And so I definitely wouldn't be here without Dave. So if there's a hit piece on Dave, oh man. Oh man, I try not to get I try not to get like emotionally invested in these things. Like, even though I spend a lot of time talking about this stuff, I'm not like that emotionally invested. Like, if this went away tomorrow, I'd be fine. I have a lot of other stuff going on in my life. But if somebody were to come for Dave, God help them, because I would not be very happy about that. And I know Bruce wouldn't. Bruce, who is here right now. I don't know if Bruce is available to join me tonight, but okay, so she hires this guy who is from the CIA, I guess, or ex-CIA. Let's take a look at it. Let me move my head again, because my head's always in the fucking way. All right. Blake Lively has hired former CIA powerhouse to be her PR crisis manager as her legal drama with Justin Baldoni continues to rage on. So surely she knows that all the things that she blamed Justin's crisis PR firm for, she's now going to get blamed for that kind of stuff too. Do we think that she has the self-awareness to know that? So, I don't know. I mean, I do know. The answer is no. I don't know why I said I don't know. It's a no. But anyways, let's keep doing this. Litigation team for Ms. Lively retained Mr. Shapiro. His name is what's his first name? I don't know. It's Shapiro. To advise on the legal communication strategy for the ongoing sexual harassment and retaliation lawsuit occurring in the Southern District of New York. Lively's team at Wilkie, Farr, and Gallagher told us in a statement. And I guess that's him. Yeah, that guy's not scary. Sorry, guys. I'm not feeling it. I'm like, this guy. He's like the guy from Horrible Bosses. What was he, like a dental assistant or something? I don't fucking know, but he's like the guy from Horrible Bosses that is just like, you look at him and like, there's no way you're capable of murder. That's what I'm seeing when I'm seeing this guy's picture. So like, I don't know. I guess he could try, but I take back what I said earlier. If something happens to me, it probably wasn't this goober. I'm going to say that much. Charlie? Yes, it was Charlie. That's right. Oh, Nick Shapiro. That's his name, right? Clearly, I care. Lively sued Baldoni. We got that. Okay. Variety was the first to report the news. Well, congratulations. I really don't give a shit about that. Shapiro's impressive resume includes more than 15 years of crisis management, national security, and strategic communications experience in the White House, according to the website for his All Hands and All Hearts charity. Wait. All Hands and All Hearts. What is that? The former Fed, who has powerful government ties, also served in the White House as a senior counterterrorism and homeland security aide on the National Security Council and was former President Obama's national security spokesperson. I had actually never heard of this guy. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't even know anything about politics or politicians until I was 22, at least, because I was busy swimming and doing school and not caring about anything else going on in the world. So, Lively 37 hired Shapiro ahead of her trial against her It Ends With Us co-star and director, which is scheduled to begin in March 2026. Now, if you were here when I read that court transcript from February 3rd, the judge has said the court has the option to like accelerate things and move up the trial date if things did not improve as far as the like press war and the complaints about what lawyers are saying in the media. He said he does not want to do that, but it is an option. Obviously, I think that things have changed a lot since then. We haven't seen any more footage put out by Justin's side. We haven't seen any more leaked stuff come out, really. It's just the stuff that's put in the court filings. So, Reps for Baldoni did not immediately return page 6's request for comment. Well, God knows now, I know now, that media, newspapers, whatever, apparently they don't really care about having any kind of integrity at all or fairly reporting anything at all, because they'll just be like, oh, I sent an email last night at 11 p.m. and, well, it's 5 a.m. now, so I guess they don't want to respond, and then they'll publish something that could totally destroy someone's career and character. But hey, at least you got those clicks, right? Fuck. That's crazy. Matteo Coffey Fraschini says you should give a shit. Tatiana's doing a great job with her article. That's fantastic. I just didn't care that they got there first. That's not the point of what I was trying to read. So, I mean, maybe don't. If you're like super offended by that, that sucks. But I obviously wasn't trying to do that. So, all right. That's great. No, good for her. Psyched for her. All right. So, anyways, Blake Lively is now, as we know, the judge has not ruled on the protective order issue yet. He ruled on the subpoena issue, which was like the motion to quash was partially granted, partially, denied. So, oh, thank you, King Bob, for the $2. Just wanted to say hi, can't stay, need sleep. Hi, King Bob, thank you. So yeah. So the judge, kind of went down the middle on that one. Who won that spat? It really depends on who you ask. Some people will say that went in Justin's favor. Some people will say that went in Blake's favor. And since I'm not a lawyer, I know when I saw that initially, I was like, oh, that's not great. But then some people told me it wasn't as bad as I actually thought, because I'm just a layperson. I don't really understand a lot of legalese. But, we'll see how that goes. But the thing is, with the protective order, generally speaking, the courts don't, to my knowledge, they don't want to restrict stuff from like public access, because this is supposed to be public knowledge, like publicly available documentation. So it's I don't think it's going to go her way. I don't think it's going to go her way, but that's just with my limited experience in covering court cases and watching this kind of stuff. So yeah, and Dragonfly says it showed impartiality by the judge, which felt right. And if you were here at all when I was covering that February 3rd court conference transcript, you can see that the judge really is fair, and the judge really is, kind of not like cracking down, but the judge is very firm and appropriate with both sides. The judge seems very unbiased. So I don't know, if you read that transcript, which you can find online now because I published it in a few different places, then you can see that, and it's pretty cool. So it's always good to have a fair judge. I don't know, if you have a judge who's like clearly biased to one side, then there's always that opens up to issues on appeal later and stuff like that. And it's just, you don't really want that, because then what if he won the case, but then people were like, well, clearly the judge was biased because of this and this and this. No, you want an impartial judge, you want a fair judge. So yeah. Nance says, I found my new community. Well, hi, Nance. Thanks for joining us. Oh, Mateo's a journalist too. That's cool. That's cool. Well, thank you for what you're doing, Mateo. And thanks for joining us. Yeah, so anyways, I wanted to talk about this issue with her protective order, because I don't think it's really fair that like everybody else, if they were to be dragged through the court system like this, like their business should be out there. But then she's like, no, all this stuff needs to be attorney's eyes only and stuff like that. I'm like, you did what you did. You brought this to the courts. She started this. So I don't feel like she should have special protections. I don't. And people have said, well, what about the death threats and all that? And I know a lot of people will say, like, we don't believe what she says. We don't believe she got death threats. But I believe she got death threats because people are crazy. Like, people have crazy amounts of time, apparently, and they're just, like, sitting at their computer all day waiting to, like, hurt someone's feelings. Like, it's unfortunate, but it does happen. So I believe she got death threats. However, the death threats that she or whoever else got, they may have gotten death threats because they, didn't like someone's political opinion, or they endorsed a different candidate, or they, like walked down a different side of the street and somebody thought they were avoiding them. Like, people are crazy, man. So I don't think restricting certain things from the public, I don't think that's the answer, because honestly, these supposed threats they're getting, it's probably or could be, unrelated. So yeah. Amy Bonner says, hold on. Amy Bonner says, it's so very Laura Owens. Both of them brought all this on themselves. So I agree with that. And I've talked a little bit about this before. When Dave Neal got me into YouTube, when I, first made my video, and then Dave reached out and was like, you need to keep doing this. It was related to another case where this lady who lives in Arizona and will not quit faking pregnancies because the court system keeps letting her get away with it. She keeps scamming people. She posted a Dropbox of like all her shit on Reddit, right? So she went out on social media and like blasted her business all over. And then she like got upset when people figured out that, oh, you're actually not telling the truth. And then she was like, well, people are accessing all my private stuff. And oh, these men that the man she accused was actually a former lead of The Bachelor. She's like, this man, he's telling everyone in the press and like sicking his followers on me. I was like, ma'am, no, like nobody ever would have known about this if you hadn't gone to court, if you hadn't posted this online. So like, it's the same deal with Blake. I feel like nobody ever would have, known that she was such a problem on set if she hadn't gone out there and like thrown this to the wind. So I don't have a lot of sympathy now that she's like, oh, I don't want this stuff out in the public. I don't want the public to know about this or that, or, oh, I need protection. Like, nah, dude. You started this and smeared a man and tried to ruin his life publicly. So now you have to also be held accountable for what's going on and what happened, and people deserve to know both sides of that story. So that's just how I feel about it. Lily May says, death threats should be reported to the police. Can't blame content creators for that. None of the creators I watch encourage that. No, I've never seen anyone on YouTube or anywhere else encourage death threats. Maybe TikTok, because people are nuts on TikTok. Like, let me tell you. Wow. TikTok is full of nut houses. But, still, even then, most of those threats, when I think of threats, when I think of like threats to hurt, and because I work so much with people who are like threatening to hurt themselves and stuff like that, people who have threatened to hurt other people who get brought in by the police, I think, is this threat credible? Like, is this person actually a real credible threat to someone else? Because that matters. It's not something they just said online in the heat of the moment when they were drunk. It has to be like, is this a credible threat? Is this person's life in real danger because of, the person who made the threat? And I'm not seeing that. So, yeah. I don't have TikTok. That's good. TikTok is it's kind of addicting, but it's also kind of a cesspool, and like not a fun cesspool, right? It's a bad cesspool. So I barely post on there, but yeah. Okay. So we got that. And then I also wanted to talk about, hold up. I had been getting some questions about, and I'm going to pull this up real quick. A former lawsuit involving Justin Baldoni, where Brian Friedman was actually the attorney on the other side. And it was not like it was not similar at all. It was like copyright infringement thing. So I pulled up the actual complaint. And so I want to go over that really quickly. And just, a lot of people like to parrot like, oh, he had lawsuits before, he's been sued before, like that's a terrible thing. It actually had nothing to do with like any sort of harassment or anything of this nature at all. And even I, a random ass person, have been threatened with a copyright lawsuit. So like, it's just, And that again goes back to that crazy lady who won't stop faking pregnancies. Her lawyer tried to sue me or like tried to threaten me with a lawsuit over a copyright because I showed one of his YouTube videos and provided commentary on it. And that was nuts. But, you know, I'm still here, so we're fine. Let's see. Do I want to stay logged in? Of course I do. All right. Here's the lawsuit that in question. Okay. And this was from like 2021, 2022. So when Blake's people or Blake's supporters are like parroting like Justin's been sued before and stuff like that, now you know what they're talking about. Okay. Complaint for damages, 1, copyright infringement, and 2, breach of contract. And yes, you can see Brian Friedman was the attorney for the other side. However, this is what Brian Friedman had to say about it. One sec. Here we go. In the copyright infringement case, I learned what great people Justin and Wayfarer were, Friedman shared via a statement. I learned that they did absolutely nothing wrong and that there was no liability on their part whatsoever. As a result, the case was resolved without any liability on Justin or Wayfarer or any other defendant's part, Friedman continued. This only further confirmed to me that Justin and Wayfarer are exceedingly honorable and highly ethical. Okay. So his client was Travis Flores. Okay. And he was thinking that 5 feet apart ripped off his romance script 3 feet distance. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I haven't seen or read or heard of either of those before now. So I couldn't really tell you if there was much of a difference, but I do want to look at this complaint and then just want to point out that this was dismissed. So, or not dismissed, but it was settled, I think. We can look it up and find out what the actual disposition was. But basically, there was no like wrongdoing really on Justin's part, and that's how that ended. So let's see. We have facts common to all causes of action. 1, Travis Flores is an activist, philanthropist, motivational speaker, actor, screenwriter, and children's book author. After being diagnosed with CF at the age of 4 months and being given just a few years to live, he's battled CF for 30 years. Flores has become a powerful influencer in the CF community through his activism for nonprofit foundations like Make-A-Wish, through his online blogging and YouTube channel, through his speaking engagements across the country, and through various other works in the entertainment industry. Guys, anytime I see Make-A-Wish now, and I know that was like a really noble cause, and the guy's obviously done a lot of good in the world, I can't help it because of what recently happened with Kanye on Twitter. And I covered his recent tweets like a couple weeks ago when Kanye was like, I've said no to pictures with Make-A-Wish kids in wheelchairs. I'm just like, oh no. The poor Make-A-Wish kids. So yeah, that's what I think of now every time I see that. I know it's terrible, but hold on. Julie says, I've noticed content creators have gone very quiet and also comments are coming in pro Blake. Honestly, it's the weekend. So, you know, since she hired the CIA, I mean, we found out about that on Friday afternoon, like towards the end of the workday. It's the weekend. I really don't think that anything, you know, bad happened. I just think people are tired and probably spending time with their families and stuff. So yeah. Lily Mae says, Travis never published a script, never shared it with Justin. He's now passed away. Well, that's sad. It does sound like Travis did a lot of good. So yeah. That's sad that he passed away though. All right. So beginning in 2010, he wrote a fictional screenplay inspired by his own life and struggle entitled 3 Feet Distance. We won't go through word for word everything, but in January, defendant CBS Films announced it had decided to begin development of an untitled film from defendant Justin Baldoni and his production company, defendant Wayfarer Entertainment, about teens with CF. Okay. And that was his feature film debut as a director and producer. Okay. The year after the announcement of Baldoni's entitled film, Baldoni asked Flores to appear in a documentary series called My Last Days about young people with terminal illnesses. Flores agreed, but made a concerted effort to avoid disclosing any portion of 3 Feet Distance to Baldoni. I mean, that right there is... Okay. Flores kept his screenplay from Baldoni, both because Flores had a policy of keeping his work confidential and because Baldoni was working on the feature film project that Flores viewed as competitive. That makes sense. All right. Unbeknownst, however, Baldoni already had a different source to provide him with information about 3 feet distance. As it turned out, Baldoni's film, which became titled 5 Feet Apart, would copy numerous elements of 3 feet distance. Moreover, Baldoni consulted extensively about the content of 5 Feet Apart with Caleb Remington, one of the reps of Ambry, to whom Flores sent the screenplay for 3 Feet Distance. Okay. So I guess this is why he filed the lawsuit. He thought that, Justin copied some of what he had put out. Like I said, I'm not going to go through this word for word, but we do have the document here. If anybody wants to read it, let me know. I'll post it in the comments after the stream is over. But yeah, that's what that lawsuit was pertaining to. So when people bring up that lawsuit, it's not like he's been sued for harassment before. It's not like he's been sued for sexual harassment or anything of that nature before. That's not at all related. And so when, people bring that up, it's really like nothing bad happened. Nothing bad happened to Justin in that case, except that he probably went through a lot of stress from the lawsuit, but there was no bad outcome. Like he didn't commit any crimes or anything like that. He was not found guilty of anything. It was another civil suit relating to copyright, and that's totally different. So yeah. I love how generous you are with free resources. Well, yeah, sure. I mean, everybody should have access to information. I know lots of mainstream media, they just, they'll put out little bites in their articles and then they won't share the larger document or the larger resources they got it from because they want to keep getting, clicks and stuff like that. And that's how I feel about most websites for like magazines and major newspapers and stuff like that. And it's kind of annoying. So I was like, I got to learn how to find this myself, and I got to learn how to do this research myself. So I try to share it with people. Yeah. P. Mahone says there's a YouTube video of Travis and Justin on Access Hollywood regarding his My Last Days. Oh, okay. I'm not going to watch that right this second, but I'll probably check it out later. Amy says, exactly like Luigi's Manifesto. It was only independent journalists that actually published the whole thing. I never actually saw the whole thing, so I'm going to have to look that up. Hey, Kai, what's up? The New York Times did Candace Owens dirty in an article that published recently, and Shirley, Flaw's wiki page was altered to make her look bad. Yeah, so we went over the wiki page thing in the beginning. What is going on with the Candace Owens thing? So people are saying Candace Owens was there was a hit piece on Candace Owens. Let me look this up. Okay. Oh yeah, here's Dave's channel. Candace Owens attack. I don't know if you guys can see this. Give me one sec. Oh, that's not what I meant to look at. We're going to look at that. Oh my God, that was so loud. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit the button. Oh my God. I love you, Dave. I did not mean to hit the button there, man. I'm sorry. All right. Somebody says there's always hit pieces on Candace. Man, I don't know. I'm honestly not looking for those types of things. So, but I did see this video of Dave's, and then I saw some comments. So I'm assuming something happened. Was it this article from The Cut? Let's listen to what Dave has to say about it, and we'll.
Everybody, it's the last episode of the month, Friday. Well, hopefully he gets his sex.
Nepo baby in the.
Give you this advice. When asked about it, just say, yeah, I got
files related to the Jeffrey Epstein case.
President Bill Clinton in the White House during the 1990s. He actually allegedly.
Dave, you're not pulling. Well, honey, I'm not sure that I'm comfortable with the tone. Shut the hell up. Good win for the Hufflepuff man who was being like. Sure, he may be allowed his country music and hit pieces. And here we have a hit piece on Candace Owens. Candace Owens has gone mainstream, says The Cut. And of course, they post this behind a paywall. We went to 12 feet.com, which is a way to freely access websites. The right-wing commentators' coverage of the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni case has reached millions of viewers. And look, I always say a broken clock is right twice a day, but I'm not here to call Candace Owens a broken clock. She is sort of like anti-establishment. She's really hard to lock down because she, might be pro a stance that you're against.
So, I don't know about, Candace Owens as a whole. I don't know too much about her. I know what people have said about her. That's about all I know. But I just wanted to make sure that it was this piece from The Cut that we're actually talking about. And we can't read it because it's behind a paywall, like Dave just said. However, it says, Candace Owens has gone mainstream. The right-wing commentators' coverage of the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni case has reached millions of viewers. So I actually don't know. Was anyone in the comments, did anyone read that article from The Cut? And is that the only hit piece in question? Like, is that the only actual hit piece that we were talking about? If so, then yeah, I don't know. Lori J. Bain, you're my favorite thing. Your free use of the word cunt is everything. And the way you just say it like it is, I'm living. Thank you for your coverage. Thank you for not being a cunt, Lori. Appreciate it. All right. Somebody says, I don't know much about Candace Owens either, but I've watched her a little bit lately and she comes across likable. I'll say this. People are really, I understand most people are very, very invested in politics. I simply am not. I have my opinions. I primarily keep them to myself, except for a few major social issues that I feel like I'm impacted by directly. But I keep that all separate from everything else that I do on YouTube. And usually I just don't talk about it at all. And people will be like, you shouldn't like this person or that person or whatever for your political views or for their political views and how they feel about gay people and whatever. And I'm just kind of like, listen, if I can sit in a room with someone and they don't do anything to hurt me, then I'm not going to hate them if I know nothing about them except for like people are saying these are her views or something like that, or she doesn't believe in gay marriage, or she thinks gay people are sinful. Like I don't care. I'm not asking her to date me, so it doesn't really matter. I don't hate anyone for not agreeing with me on certain stuff. Like I don't have to like somebody or like somebody's views on something to let me put it this way. Sorry. I don't have to agree with everyone on everything to think that they're, like not a terrible human being. I feel like I'm not going to talk about anything specifically political here. I'm just talking about the overarching state of politics, I guess, just for a second. I feel like people hate each other so easily. Like it's just like so easy to like openly shit on other people because they feel differently than you about a bunch of different topics. And even it's something like as close to my being as like gay rights. Like I don't hate anybody for not voting the same way or not feeling the same way. It's just not how I want to go through my life. Everything is like so combative. I'm like, God, like I just want to be happy and be successful in what I'm trying to do. And I want to be happy in my own personal life. That's close and near and dear to my heart and what I, have in my family and my home. And like, I don't really give a shit if everybody else sees every aspect of it or approves of every aspect of it. It's not for anyone else. So I don't hate on Candace Owens or anybody else for those reasons. I just don't. And ultimately what I really want is for everybody to, be successful and happy. And even the politicians that I may or may not like or may not agree with, I want them to be successful. I want things to go well. Let's put it that way. So, that's just how it is. So yeah, I'll probably try to catch up on Candace's content at some point. Because I don't really care about her politics. If we agree on this specific issue, that's cool. I'll watch her content, So that's just me. Huh. Anyways, I wanted to get into a couple of other things tonight. So we got through the CIA guy. Let's see. Let's close that out. We got through the other lawsuit with Justin. And then there was, I was looking for this subpoena that people are saying, how did, Jones and Jones Works, they get all this information, or like Blake's publicist, they got all this information, and they, said they got it through subpoena now. Came from subpoena. Where's this subpoena? So I started looking at that other case that they initially filed in the New York Supreme Court. Unfortunately, they only had like partial electronic files available, so I didn't see any subpoena there if there was. However, in that court conference that I got the transcript of, I saw that they were saying, Friedman was saying, Justin's lawyer was saying that the publicist for Blake, they had already obtained some information through subpoenas. So obviously some subpoenas were filed. Whether or not they're the same subpoenas that we keep hearing about, the same subpoenas that we keep like hearing that magically exist, I don't know because I can't access it. But I found everything I could about that. So I don't think I ever went over this court document that I'm about to go over with you guys relating to that case. But there's some wild shit in there. Like the verbiage used in this lawsuit is fucking nuts. Like it's like I wouldn't even write that. Okay? And I'm a total Karen when I need to be. Like people were saying above, like maybe Dave Neal will get the next hit piece. I'm a fucking Karen when that happens, right? And even I wouldn't write what this lawyer wrote in this lawsuit. So we'll go over that in a second. Just I want to make someone's dream come true here for 1 second. Rochelle Taylor, Lauren, could you please call me a cunt? Rochelle or Rachel, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but it doesn't really matter because you're such a cunt. All right, anyways, back to our regularly scheduled program here. Somebody says spread love. Yes, Lauren, and I just called someone a cunt at that personal request, so I'm sending mixed messages here, but I promise I wouldn't have said that if she didn't ask me to. So all right, let's take a look at this. You guys probably see that okay, right? I can zoom in a little bit more if I need to. Just let me know. But I'm not going to read this. Obviously, I'm not going to read the entire thing. And it's not actually 84 pages. This is just like part of the attachment. Because I was looking at the case number from when the case was like, it's no longer in the New York Supreme Court. It's now a related case in the New York Southern District of New York federal court case. We all know that. Okay. So we'll just get on with reading some of this, but it's fucking wild. And if it's too boring, we'll stop. But I've seen some of this, and it's just fucking nuts. And I can't believe I never read this before. I guess I was so busy reading the documents related to Justin versus Blake specifically, and even the Jed Wallace lawsuit against Blake, that I never really saw this specific complaint. And I was just like, whoa, lady. You need to calm down. So, all right. Let's do it. Nature of the case. Defendants Abel and Nathan secretly conspired for months to publicly and privately attack Jones and Jones Works, to breach multiple contracts and induce contractual breaches, and to steal clients and business prospects. Behind Jones's back, they secretly coordinated with Baldoni and Wayfarer to implement an aggressive media smear campaign against Baldoni's film co-star, and then used the crisis as an opportunity to drive a wedge between Jones and Baldoni, and to publicly pin blame for this smear campaign on Jones when Jones had no knowledge or involvement in it. Sure, Jan. To this day, Abel and Nathan continue to point the finger, falsely at Jones now that their own misconduct is coming to light, and to defame and attack Jones in the industry. Baldoni and Wayfarer, who have since parted ways with Jones Works, have repudiated their contractual obligations with Jones Works and rebuffed Jones's efforts to settle this dispute privately in arbitration. Okay, but I would love to know the details behind that because you're giving me a one-sentence synopsis of what happened there, and I'm guessing it was a little unreasonable, but okay. Defendants will not stop attacking Jones and have refused any efforts to resolve these issues out of court. This lawsuit seeks to finally put a stop to their continued misconduct and to compensate Jones and JonesWorks for the damage defendants' conduct and scheme has inflicted. This to me sounds like a they wouldn't text me back type scenario. That's what I'm getting here. That's the vibe. I'm just saying. But yeah. Somebody says, I don't have TikTok, but I did notice a lot of positive Blake old posts popping up for your page. Oh. So I expect that we will see a lot more of that type of stuff come up as Blake's new crisis PR firm gets to work, because TikTok, is obviously a very popular platform. Like I said, I think it's a little nutty, so I don't use it much myself, but I get why it's addictive. I get why people look at it all the time. And I know most people that I know do use it who are like my age and younger. So, yeah. I mean, even my nephew knows TikTok, and he's like 15. I know they're not supposed to be on TikTok, but we all know high school kids, middle school kids, they're like, So, all right. Stephanie Jones is a highly respected public relations expert who focuses on corporate and personal publicity. I've heard she's kind of a psycho. And that's all I've ever heard about her. But like, if she's highly respected, someone in the chat, if Stephanie Jones is a highly respected public relations expert, put a thumbs up in the chat. If Stephanie Jones is not a highly respected public relations expert, put a thumbs down in the chat. All right, how about that? Because I don't know much about Stephanie Jones other than she sounds like a nut house. Through her company, JonesWorks, she has represented many high-profile celebrities, athletes, companies, and business people. Among JonesWorks' clients were Baldoni, a well-known actor, director, and producer, and Wayfarer, his movie production company. 3, Baldoni produced, directed, and co-starred in the film It Ends With Us, which we all know. Okay. Determined to protect his reputation, Baldoni and Wayfarer's CEO Jamie Heath turned to Abel, who had become the point person at JonesWorks on the Baldoni and Wayfarer account. Abel brought on crisis fixer Melissa Nathan to help her manage the situation. Together, Abel and Nathan, with Heath's active encouragement, conspired to shut Jones out of the process and keep their strategy hidden from her. Well then. I don't know, guys. I'm seeing a lot of thumbs down. So, okay. Abel and Nathan sprang into action, scheming to bury and destroy co-star Blake Lively to protect Baldoni. They can't stop mentioning this shit, even in their unrelated, never mind. Their plan was covert, deliberately concealed from Jones, and went far beyond the legitimate scope of Abel's employment. At the same time, Abel and Nathan were pursuing a far more selfish purpose, tearing down Jones' reputation to take her clients and enrich themselves upon Abel's planned departure from JonesWorks. All right. This was a text from Nathan to Abel. It says, I know, and once you're gone, we will be on accounts together and make really good money and be happy. So it sounds like somebody was unhappy with their job and was planning on leaving that job. I don't really feel like that's a huge problem. I feel like it's a pretty common occurrence, but okay. Again, from Nathan to Abel, it says, let's just keep it steering that way. And you take this fucking client and never talk to her again, I swear to God. So my interpretation of that is she's trying to help a friend who says her boss is acting like a psycho. Read between the lines, I guess. Okay. This one is from Able to Redacted, I guess. I can't stand him. He's so pompous. A men's retreat during release. Is he crazy? Wait, what men's release, guys? Men's release? I don't know about that. Okay. And being off the grid for the summer because he's just so overworked. Like, calm down. You're not that important. And nobody gives a shit how hard your life is. God damn. He doesn't need a retreat. He needs to be humbled. When this movie flops, he's going to try to blame every person around him for it. Who is... Oh. Oh, no. Okay. So this says Abel's candid communications reveal that she, in fact, held Baldoni personally in extremely low regard. Oh my God. Have you guys seen this before? Because I haven't. I have not. I have not. Whoa. I mean, this is a little vague out of context, but if it really is about Justin, then that is very unfortunate to read. So, yeah. But that's the first time I've seen those text messages. I don't know. Have you guys seen the text messages before? These two specifically? Let me know. All right. He may fire us because even if we put together an amazing campaign, it's not going to change the fact that he's so unlikable and unrealistic as a leading man. Oof. There's no chemistry with him and Blake. You and I both know that she will be resistant to promote this movie. And press will be reluctant to do anything with Justin without Blake being a part of it. So those are my thoughts. Yikes, bro. That's... oof. Oh no. And this is an official court document, by the way, guys. This is not just like some shit going around on Twitter. I actually had no idea that she was talking about him like that. Like, that's... well, even if she was just saying shit because she was blowing off steam about her client, that's insane. Like, whoa. This was a huge mistake for her to put it in writing. I mean, if your personal phone is also your work phone, like if you're using your personal phone for work business, you better not ever talk like this on it. Always, always, always get a different phone for work if you're like in publicity, if you're in that kind of business. Because not only is this now like making him look bad to the people who like can see this lawsuit, which is literally everyone, it's also going to hurt his feelings so bad because I'm sure that he thinks that he has a good relationship with these people and is now having to see these text messages of them talking about him like he's an absolute piece of shit. Like, that's terrible. Oh, hey, expert. What's going on, man? How are you? Asterisk says, so what, who has not talked shit about a boss or coworker? No, I know, and I totally have. Absolutely, 100%. I am not immune from that at all. The problem is that it now comes into a lawsuit, and so that they have to see that. And so my thought is immediately with Justin, because I'm like, Justin is going to read that. And if he thought he had a good relationship with these people, if they thought, you know, like they were friends beyond their working relationship, that's going to totally fuck that up. And Jones putting that in this lawsuit has now driven a wedge between Justin and his publicists during their already complicated legal issues right now. So like that's a much deeper issue to me. So yeah, that's just it's sad. Dude, it's sad. Hey expert, how you doing? How you doing? Thanks. Oh man. Somebody says she probably talks shit about everyone. Hey, maybe, man. Maybe. I think he knew that the set was toxified. I did not read this before I started reading this with you guys. So let me tell you what. Oh, man. All right, we'll read a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to take a break. What's going to happen? I'm going to read some more of this with you guys. Then I'm going to take a break, and then we're going to come back, and I am actually going to read the whole thing because it seems like there's a lot of crazy stuff in here, and I can't believe I've never seen this before. Like, what? That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's see Leslie Jones' text. Let's see if it hasn't talked shit about Blake and Ryan. Oh, no, I bet. No, I haven't. No doubts, guys. Don't take this as me saying, like, oh my gosh, Justin's guilty now because his publicist was talking shit. No. I'm sure, like, everybody talks shit about their coworkers, and especially their bosses, right? But, like, the thing is, like, it is now public, and it is now relevant to his situation to the point that they cannot avoid seeing these text messages, and that's gotta hurt. And I just feel so bad. I just feel so bad for the guy, you know? So, yeah. Oh my god, Zach is a mod here. He totally is, dude. I love you too, expert. Thanks. All right. Let's see. Months earlier, Abel had voiced the same opinion in connection with the film's kissing scene between Baldoni and Lively, which was described to Abel as so gross, and revealed that Abel was well aware of Lively's on-set complaints about Baldoni's behavior. Oh, no. Okay. Months earlier, Abel voiced this opinion. Okay. Oof. In connection with the film kissing scene. Okay, so she said, it's so cringy, his face. Somebody else said, and they redact, of course they redact the name of the fucking, okay. Probably one of their friends, right? One of their friends they don't want to drag into this mess. Well, how convenient for them that they don't have to do that. Okay, from redacted. Blake was probably grossed out too, and then Jennifer Abel says, yeah, and filed a cease and desist. Jen! I gotta tell you, I'm not a fan of how Jennifer's conducting herself from her work phone. Yikes, bro. At the same time as Abel and Nathan were working to protect Baldoni from negative press attention, they were actively working their media context to plant negative stories about Jones and Jonesworks. Central to Abel and Nathan's personal vendetta against Jones was an August 2024 Business Insider article titled, Who is Afraid of Stephanie Jones? That Abel and Nathan coordinated with a friendly reporter. Indeed, as early as July 29th, Abel and Nathan were coordinating their outrage to Katie Warren, a Business Insider reporter who eventually published the article attacking Jones. She says to Melissa, did you by chance chat with Katie, the journo? No, she's calling me soon. Actually, should be very soon, probably in the next 10 minutes. Okay. Conversations between Abel and Nathan show close coordination with Warren, including numerous lengthy phone calls between Abel and Warren between July 30th and August 12th. Abel also facilitated Warren's outreach to former clients of Jones in order to further disrupt Jonesworks' business and negatively influence the coverage. This included putting Warren in touch with the client whom Jones had worked closely for years, bringing her from obscurity to prominence, and who terminated her contract with Jones as a direct result of Abel's encouragement and deliberate interference. Am I the only person who's seeing this shit for the first time? Like, what the... This is crazy. Somebody says this feels like planted stuff. This is illegal. This is their lawsuit. Like, this is a legal document. And I'm like, what? I can't believe I didn't read this before. I just assumed it would be like more regurgitation of Blake stuff. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying this is like confirmation that Justin did anything wrong. I'm saying that this is like really hurtful for his publicist to have been talking this way on a phone that she kind of knew was possibly going to be accessed by someone else, like at the workplace. You know what I mean? So I'm not happy with his publicist right now. It's got nothing to do with Justin. I'm not happy with how his publicist conducted herself on her phone, which she should have absolutely gotten a work phone, a separate work phone. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. So this complaint is actually 50 pages long. There's actually a lot of bombshell stuff in here, apparently, because we're on like page fucking 5. So what I'm going to do is, since I'm on my own tonight, I don't have anyone to help me read. I'm going to take a little break right now because I did just finish my exams. I haven't had time to like pee or anything. So I'm going to go to the bathroom, I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to do another stream entirely on this document. We're going to read the whole thing. I will not go to bed until we're done. And we're going to get to the bottom of everything, okay? Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Keep an eye out on my channel. I'm going to post I'm going to post a link to the stream soon. We'll start it in about 20 minutes. How about that? And hopefully you guys can join me and we'll finish the rest of this because I really appreciate that everyone's here. Ashford says we're missing context. Well, I'm going to check and see what the other side had to say in their answer too. So we'll take a look at that very soon. I just really got to take a break because I just finished all that school stuff and I am dying. So give me a little bit. I'll get some food in me and just collect myself, and then we'll come back. And I had no idea this was going to be this crazy. I thought it was going to be some like boring document that was basically the same thing, and it's something else entirely. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Okay. Thanks.